नमस्कार, मैं आपका आलोक रंजन. I'm always suffering from a typical linguistic dilemma. So confused whether to deliver to my English medium students or to my Hindi medium students. The last video I made was meant for the Hindi medium people. Now today's video is meant for both English and Hindi medium students. Welcome to my channel, Alok Ranjan Sir, Digmani Educations. You will be getting more such videos every day on geography, on environment, on current affairs, on civil services, on PCS examinations. During my college days, I fell in love not with any opposite gender, rather with a subject called geography. I was forced to read history and I was given NCERT with 10,000 instructions, and I was supposed to follow the dictates of my seniors and all those successful people with history and Sanskrit literature in my college or even in the Delhi University campus. But I rebelled somehow. The subject didn't suit me much, even though I love history today. I read a lot of history because history helps you in better understanding of geography. Herodotus is the father of history. And you know what he quoted? He quoted, "Every history shall be treated geographically and every geography shall be treated historically." So what wonderful words by Herodotus. So when I became a student of Hindu college and then I started pursuing my respective courses, then since my dream was to become an IAS officer, I was given some history books and some NCERTs, but I didn't find that solace, that delight in history. So I shifted to a subject which was quasi-science, which was half science, and that was geography. So I started reading geography and I really loved that NCERT. Started with globe and latitude and longitudes and places, and knowing about the continents and the people there, and you know the vegetation, the ecology. So I started pursuing the subject even on internet, even in my library. I started hunting for more books. And finally, I ended up doing MSc Geography from Chennai University. And then I discovered so many great works in geography in Chennai, in Osmania, in Jamia, and in D School. And I created a library of geography. And my life has become geography. And I started teaching geography as a professional. And I started teaching in coaching institutes first, because that is where you will get an opportunity. And then I start finding that my students are doing so good in geography and they are qualifying prelims and they are getting very high marks in mains also with ease, and my geography is helping them to become a better person and a more comprehensive, knowledgeable person who can interact with the interview board so well, and who can create an impact over the board. So my journey started in 2005-06, and even in 2020 I am serving my students who have no geography background, but I start with the soul, the core, the definition of geography, and I try to transform them from an engineer to a geographer, from an arts student to a geographer. So my journey has continued. It's been a long journey of 15 years now, and today also my purpose is to welcome the newcomers, new students who are trying to pursue geography not as their career but as their optional or as their favorite GS subject, so that they could qualify in civil services or any PCS examinations or even SSC or whatever they want. So to excel in a subject, you first need to understand the meaning of the subject. And before you learn geography, you must understand that what all you are going to learn in a subject. We call it nature and scope of geography. So today we are going to learn the definition and nature and scope, but more importantly, we are going to learn how to begin geography and how to start geography. Or the catalyst, the things which stimulates you can create knowledge, or it can create or stimulate new thoughts within you. And when new thoughts are created, then you become a learner. And when you become a learner, you can become a professor also. Because when knowledge input is more, you will come out with your ideas, the knowledge combined with your ideas, and it comes out as a very novel thing, or comes out as a very purified, a very sanctified, a sacrosanct statement on a subject, on a particular theme, on a topic. So my idea today is to act as a catalyst and to stimulate this particular subject, geography, within you. Let's define geography first. Geography has been defined in several ways, and the first definition has come from none other than the writer of Gis Periodos. His name was Hecataeus, and he is called the father of geography. And in this book, he defined geography as the description of the earth, or description of phenomena which occur on the earth. So it was a very simplistic definition, but this definition still has great meaning, and the most simplified meaning. It simply means that when you walk on the surface of the earth and when you find an event or a thing, what is a phenomena? According to Immanuel Kant, phenomena is either a thing or an event. So as a person, as a human being, when you walk, when you see a particular thing like a mountain or a phenomena like precipitation, and when you observe them, when you try to find out the processes, their occurrences, the genetic factors, the causative factors which are producing such phenomena, which are responsible for such phenomena, then you become a geographer in your own realm. So you become a geographer by only observing things and thinking of and perceiving the event or the phenomena in your own way. We perceive, but there has to be some scientific basis for it. So geography evolved with time, evolved with civilizations, evolved with technology, and evolved as the new era has come. And in postmodernism, we define geography in a very distinct way, because it's not only the study of the earth or the study of the environment or the study of the phenomena or the study of the mountain or rocks. It is now the study of the humans, and geography is essentially anthropocentric. Geography is humanistic. The core of geography is humans, the study of human being. And let's understand that the human phenomena is much more important in geography than the physical phenomena. And why we study physical phenomena? Because the physical phenomena helps us in understanding the human phenomena in a much more scientific way. So we study Himalayas not because of their existence as a mountain, but we study Himalayas because they impact monsoon, and monsoon impacts our agriculture system. And we are the human civilization which evolved over the Gangetic Plain or maybe over the Indian Peninsula has been controlled by the monsoon phenomena. So the monsoon rainfall, the agricultural pattern, the vegetation type, and the rivers flowing on this land, they all have governed the physiography, they all have governed the mosaic of cultures which evolved over Indian Peninsula and our country and our nation. The best definition of geography has come through the welfare approach, and the great author W.S. Smith has defined geography as the study of the surface of the earth as the home of mankind. It simply means that earth has to be studied as the home or the habitat of the man. So wherever man is present, that part of the earth, that part of the nature becomes part of or integral part of geography. So geography will have two components: A, the man, and B, his surrounding or the natural environment in which he exists. So geography has two elements: the study of the nature or the surrounding or the environment, and B, the study of man. Now these two phenomena, physical phenomena and human phenomena, cannot be studied in isolation. They has to be integrated, and they has to be studied in isolation as well as an interacting whole. So geography can be defined also as the reciprocal relationship between man and his immediate environment. I can explain with an example. A Naga tribe living in the Naga hill areas. Now, since he is living on hilltop and he is facing a distinct climate, his adaptation to the environment will be distinct from the people living over Gangetic plains, and their economic activities will also vary. Their cultural tools will vary. Their faith will vary. So when the cultural and social elements vary because of the differences in the physical phenomena and because of the differences in the environmental perception of people, then two different cultures grow. And the mosaic of culture which grows on the landscape is due to the differences in the physical phenomena as well as the interaction of man and nature in a different way. So the task of geography essentially becomes the study of the mosaic of phenomena which occurs over the earth's surface. And similar definition has been drawn by none other than the Hartshorne. His theory is also called the areal differentiation. Now the beginners need not worry about these big names and these terminologies, because you simply need to understand that geography studies A, the physical element, the nature, and B, the human, and you all need to understand the reciprocal relationship between man and environment is geography. So how nature is influencing man and how man is influencing the nature is the theme of geography. I want to give you one example and it will help you in categorizing the geographical facts as important and not important, not so important. It will also help you in differentiating between what is significant for a study, what is essentially to be asked, and what will not be asked. Since geography has a huge realm of knowledge, you as a student need to understand the difference between the essential facts and the non-essential facts. So going by the definition of W.S. Smith itself, since geography is the study of man and not the study of the physical phenomena alone. So wherever man is present or wherever man is entangled with the nature in either with his cultural tools, either with his technology, or doing some economic activity, or having some kind of a spatial interaction, or having some economic activities, or a man has created a political realm, and even man-to-man interaction is taking place. So all these the complexity of such phenomena where man with man, man with nature, nature acting on man. So this whole complexity has to be studied under geography. But geography is not a complex subject. You can always simplify. Like I'm giving you one example. See, there is a place having mining activity, and there is a place which is barren desert. Now, which one will form part of geography? One which is having mining or occurrences of minerals, because it has some economic significance and it can serve the humankind. It has some welfare purpose. Now, one which is barren, maybe it can have futuristic use, but it becomes a non-essential fact for geographer of the contemporary times. So, in UPSC or civil services, when you are doing mapping part, always remember that all those physical phenomena which have some kind of human significance has to be studied and memorized as your part of geography learning. Now, I can give you one example. There are number of passes in Himalayas. Now, from all these thousands of passes, you have to remember hardly 10 or 20, because these passes are connecting India to China. Some roads are leading from Sikkim to Mansarovar, from maybe Uttarakhand to Mansarovar Lake. So when there is some strategic significance of a place, there is some economic significance of a place, and a place where human interaction is taking place, or a place where human activities are going on, or where the nature is so eccentric that man's exquisitive nature is pulling man at those places. So those places and those locations become part of geography, and that is what you have to learn in geography. So never try to memorize or cram facts in geography. Don't just try to remember the number of peaks, the height of the peaks, the length of the rivers. These are all absurd efforts. So what you need to do is to read newspaper on daily basis, and read even magazines like Frontline or Geography and You on daily basis, and then find out which all locations are gaining significance in our present days. So the current affair and the magazines and your knowledge of all the developments which are taking place in the world, which will help you in making or transforming you in a good geography student. Now, coming to a distinct point, starting with an example that say India is having maybe thousands of rivers, but which rivers are important and which rivers are to be studied? I personally feel, and I have gone through all the 20 years question papers, so I personally feel that the rivers which are having certain boundary disputes, or some water sharing disputes, or maybe it is having some barrage or construction of barrage or interlinking of river, or maybe it has some flood zones, then it becomes important, and those rivers are needed to be studied, and such facts have been asked in geography. So you need to understand that geography is not about the physical earth alone. It is about the man and man's interaction with the nature, and those elements which are in direct or indirect connection with man will become part of geography. I remember there is a definition by P. Haggett. He has defined geography as the science of locations. So the only subject in the world, among all the disciplines in the world, geography is so unique because it studies not only the phenomena but also the location, and it tries to establish the relationship between phenomena with its location. Even the cultures have been studied under the idea of location, space, time, and phenomena. So we geographers define culture in a very distinct way. We observe culture in a very different way than a sociologist will do or anthropologist will do. We see the cultures with the perspective of deterministic perspective and possibilistic perspective, or the perspective of the nature's force and the and the humans' activities or the humans' enforcings. Geography is always about the why, the who, the processes. It's never about the crude facts. In geography, we never study the height of the mountain. It's meaningless. We study how this mountain was originated. We study how the cycle of erosion is operating over the mountain and how the landforms are being modified, how the vegetation and the climate of that particular area has occurred. We don't really need to study how much rainfall occurs. We study why this rainfall occurs and why it is so meager or why it is so scanty or why it is so massive. Geography has two approaches. A, deterministic, where nature is forceful, nature is coercive, nature determines, nature forces man to act in a particular way, and man is merely an obedient servant or a slave, and man follows the dictates of the nature. Now, I can give you one example for it. A geographer who considers that mountains determines the race of man, mountain and the slope and the rainfall and the vegetation there determines the cultural and the economic evolution of man. So the mountain people are very mild, very soft spoken. They have no such economic aspiration. They are leading simplified life because challenges are more. The physical challenges are much more than the people living on the land. Similarly, people living on the land have more opportunities. They have more widespread, occurrences of minerals, occurrences of agriculture, cropping fields, and they have much more resources. So these people are always entangled with each other in some kind of tussle for resources, and they will create a very complex social system, and they will have a very complex political system as well. In the second approach, possibilism, nature only offers. Nature is neutral. Nature has all the resources well distributed allwhere, and man will make his choice according to his taste, according to his socio-economic aspiration, according to his environmental perception, according to his understanding, according to his technological tools, and the degree of exploitation of the nature will be determined by the man's social emancipation and man's technology and man's knowledge of the earth, knowledge of his surrounding. Neither determinism is 100% truth, nor possibilism is entirely true. In fact, there has to be an amalgamation. There has to be an interface of these two ideas, and the outcome of this discussion should be that nature is equally important and man's activity is equally important. In fact, there is a reciprocal relationship between the two, and nature also controls man in a certain way, and we humans also modifies the nature to a certain degree. As a layman's explanation, when you walk on the surface of the earth, what you observe is geography. The places or the locations where you visit is geography. The phenomena in which you exist and the phenomena which exist beyond you is also geography. Geography to me is the most beautiful subject, which is so enlightening, where I rejoice, where my soul finds solace. Any student who is curious about the subject, first he should take an atlas and turn the pages, find out the continents, find out the oceans, learn their names, and start learning about the latitudes and the longitudes. You must keep a globe along your bedside or your study table and rotate the globe and find out the continents, their shape, their location. Also find out the oceans. Learn the name of the countries, learn their capital cities, and also have a look at the broader features of the globe, like the mountains, like the major rivers, like the large cities of the world, and also try to learn the boundaries of the nations and how equator passes through the different countries, and how Tropic of Cancer or Tropic of Capricorn is passing through, even the Arctic circles and the Antarctica circle, how they pass through, which all countries will fall on those lines. So even the questions are drawn from these facts. Then in the second step, you have to take NCERTs and begin with 6th class NCERT. Don't feel humiliated. Even though you are a great scholar of your respective subject and you have been a brilliant student, yet you have to begin geography with NCERT. So take class 6 NCERT and start reading from the first chapter, what is a globe. We divide geography in 5 parts for competitive examinations, and to ignite your interest for geographical learning, you will have to club certain NCERTs according to the topical division of geography. So how we are doing the topical division of geography and how the NCERT has to be combined, we will learn today. So your geography will have these 5 parts. First is the world regional geography. Second will be the mapping and the study of locations. Third will be the physical geography, and fourth will be the human and economic geography, and fifth will be the Indian geography. Indian further divided into physical, human and economic. This is how to begin your geography. Now, sometimes the world regional geography and mapping can be clubbed, or should be clubbed rather, so that the map learning and the facts from world regional geography, they can be combined. It makes your life much easier, learning much easier. So you can combine these two and we can call it world regional geography with mapping. And then the fifth part will be the environmental geography, which I am segregating from the physical part, because environmental geography has found enormous space in today's UPSC examinations or any competitive examinations. The reason being the climate change and the global warming which the contemporary humans are facing, and the number of phenomena, their negative impacts which are influencing our lives. So we have environmental geography here. We will not go for the further division and we will not make things very complex for you. So let it be simple. Geography will have these 5 parts. Now, how NCERT should be combined so that we could learn world regional geography and mapping in the first instance. Then we have to learn physical geography in the second, and then human economic geography for the world and the principles of human and economic geography, and then we will learn Indian phenomena, Indian geography. You must understand that if you start from Indian geography, it doesn't work. If we start with physical geography, it also doesn't work. So let's begin with the world regional geography and the world mapping. Now, how the NCERTs shall be combined? So we have two set of NCERTs, the old NCERTs and the new NCERTs. Old and the new. The NCERTs which were printed before 2000, they are called old NCERTs, and these are the current NCERTs. So very easy to locate. Now I make a combination of old and new NCERTs for your comfort and for your deeper learning. So for world regional geography plus mapping, we will take old NCERT 6 plus 7 plus 8. It will cater to your need for learning the different continents of the world. So it has very precise writing, very accurate writing about the world and the different continents. Like in class 6 you have Australia, Antarctica, etc., South America. Now it has to be combined with the new NCERTs, and that will be again class 6, 7 and 8. So this combo will take care of your world regional geography. Now you must combine the NCERT reading with some map studies. So TTK map, or maybe Oxford School Atlas. Anyone will do. Any atlas is a good atlas. TTK is very simple and Oxford has much more visibility. So you must begin with either TTK or Oxford. The Orient Longman or the Black Swan has more facts than these two, but the visibility and the detectability is much less. So this was your world regional geography. Now second part is physical geography. How to become a good learner of physical geography? Begin with the NCERT new NCERT. Don't start with old NCERT. The old NCERTs have no such topics like continental drift or Big Bang theory or plate tectonics, and the old NCERTs will have much more facts and they have more academic orientation. So new NCERT may you have more new informations and the recent theories which have come in geography. So NCERT new, class 11 part 1, and then you can shift to old NCERT class 11 part 1, and then it has to be substituted or revised with Gochi Leong. This book is very uniquely titled A Certificate to Geography, and this great Malaysian author has actually incorporated most of the basic facts in a single book, and UPSC will ask you every year 1 or 2 questions from GC Leong, and so this combination actually works. And Gochi Leong will have 2 parts. So read the first part in combination with the old and new NCERT. This will take care of your physical geography. Now moving to the third part, and that is your human and economic geography. The principles of human and economic geography. You have to go through old NCERT first, old NCERT, and this is your class 11 part 2, then go through new NCERT class 12 part 1, and then go through your same GC Leong part 2. GC Leong has two parts. Part 1 is dedicated to the physical geography and part 2 belongs to the human geography and economic geography. World natural regions have been discussed in part 2. So in those natural regions, even other than the climate and the vegetation and soil and the physiography, there is a discussion on the tribes, the economic activities of man, the culture of man in a very, very interesting way. So must go through it. Now, next part of our geography is the Indian geography. The Indian geography. Now, Indian geography, I will suggest you to read NCERT as well as ICSE books, because Indian geography is the most significant part for your competitive examinations. 80% to 70% questions are actually drawn from Indian geography. So, in Indian geography, I will suggest you to read ICSE board, ICSE books for class 11 and 12. There will be one book in 11 and one in 12, and then also NCERT new. I am discarding here the old NCERTs. New NCERT will have more fact and explanations, however, are better in old NCERT, but still let's refer to the new NCERT because it incorporates some of the good explanations from the previous NCERTs and it has newer facts also. So NCERT new, class 11 part 2 and class 12 part 2. So this combo will give you enough knowledge on Indian geography, and if you really want to become a good learner of Indian geography, you must go through the India yearbook. The India yearbook, the certain chapters, it has a lot of interesting chapters which are either completely related with geography or partially connected with geography. So when you go through the chapters, you yourself will find out. And India yearbook contains a lot of facts about the geographical facts about your country. So like the name of the rivers, the name of the waterfalls, the name of the peaks, the name of the passes, they're all listed there. So you can find some very interesting as well as significant facts in India yearbook. Must go through it. Now coming to the fifth and the final part, how you should read environmental geography. So I have a small suggestion for you. You must begin your environmental geography with old NCERT, class 9. This will have a chapter on ecology and this will have a discussion on the biomes of the world. So your environmental geography at the most fundamental level begins with class 9 old NCERT, and then you can shift to biology NCERT, class 12. Read the last 6 chapters, of biology NCERT, not geography NCERT, and then you must move to the IGNO material on environmental science. IGNO doesn't provide any particular material for geography, but this material is available all where on the book stalls, you can get it. So your fundamental knowledge in environmental geography can be strengthened with the study of old NCERT 9 and biology NCERT last 5-6 chapters and IGNO material. You will find in physical geography NCERTs for class 11 and 12 that a lot of information naturally will come about the environment. So overall study of the physical geography NCERT and the study of biology and one old NCERT and IGNOU material prepares you for your civil services and for any competitive examinations. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope the beginners who are striving for great success, who are aspiring for civil services, they all will be benefited from my discussion, and I wish you all the best. Thank you. Love you all.